can see, we have different people from different companies joining in. As it's apparent, it's kind of stemmed out of just third companies overall, probably a server-wide problem. Not sure if that is exactly the case, but we're going to hear through some of people's cases and thoughts on it. So moving forward, I, myself, BT, and Six will be hosting this meeting, and to kind of help delegate everyone and getting their thoughts and opinions across. To be honest, since this was really last minute, I don't really have a concrete outline to go by. So I'm just going to improv it and kind of go on what we've kind of had recently in third company specifically. So let's see right here. Okay. So the reason why we're having this meeting is because of an incident that had happened in third company earlier. Now, Paragon BT or Sentinel 6, if you'd like to interrupt me at any time to add in more details, please state so. And for everyone else, we're just going to go generally about what had happened recently for those who are not fully aware. We're not going to go into specifics just yet. And then once we talk about the generality of it, then we can go into specifics, answer any questions, and kind of talk about any solutions moving forward. So, to kind of recap, again, forgive me if I'm not really strong on the details. I myself only have the main ideas as I was at work when this had happened. But to all of those who are not aware, in third company recently, we had one of our members voice out an opinion of one of our council advisors returning back into the company. Now, I don't want to question just yet of whether they were in the right or wrong, because obviously there are different perspectives on how to talk about that. But I do want to express the fact that I think from an administrative side, it could have been handled a little bit better. Mainly being that since we are a MILSIM group, there is a chain of command, and whether it's with first, second, or third company, if anyone from high command has a problem with a particular member, I would naturally expect someone from high command to address it to whoever the high command personnel is in charge of that company, right? And so the reason why I'm bringing that up is a lot of members have expressed their opinion that the member who had voiced their opinion, although again, not trying to say they were right or wrong, but the fact that they were removed on the spot without process of being asked or bragged, for example, or just going through some type of disciplinary action first before being removed is, I think, one of the reasons why we're meeting and having this discussion, as well as what was said. Now, from there, obviously, the conversation kind of got heated in third company. And for there, before I pass it on to our Paragon and our Sentinel, I would like to add again that it is up to us as leadership to hold that expectation. And if we have an issue with any particular members, we either bring it up through the chain or discuss it in a matter that's not necessarily a big public setting for it to unfold into mass chaos. So, yes, that is, I think, the generality of it. Again, I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to either the Paragon or the Sentinel to add any missing information that I'm missing, or if anything that I'm probably getting wrong.
Sentinel 6 over here. Just as the Paladin said, I was with a friend back then, but I managed to read and see everything in first person to say it in some way. But yeah, a member has spoken their feelings in the company and started with a discussion in the same company, third company. The issues mainly were about there is supposed to be a protocol or at least a way to handle these things that wasn't followed. The member was kicked, there was no report, and in general, this was just a mess. That's why the meeting is over here. It's being hosted by the Paladin, but having all high commands. As you may see, we also have another high commands to support the situation. And finally, once we are done speaking, We're gonna let members talk by raising your hand, and we're gonna let you speak your feelings, your questions, and we're gonna do our best to try to help.
Paragon, would you like to add anything on the matter before we start moving forward?
I guess just whatever the Paladin essentially said is basically what I also have to say as well. But yeah, if you need to voice out something or anything, just there should be that button there to put your hand up. And I'm sure at some point during the meeting, the Paladin, the Sentinel, or myself will allow a short time where you can ask your questions or any feedback, anything like that. But yeah, that's basically all I got.
Okay, so for any information that I or the other two sharing the floor with me might be missing, I think this would be a perfect time for anyone who would like to add specifically what had happened. Again, we're not going to go into details just yet because we want to make sure the groundwork has been set so that everyone knows what exactly happened in Third Company. So again, if anyone wants to raise their hand and kind of add any missing details, we'll start opening up the floor. Am I tripping out or do I not see any?
I don't think anyone has their hands up right now currently.
Okay, cool. So I think the next thing we can move on then to kind of break down what had happened is first, what do people feel in what Caesar had mentioned in that specific message that he put on Third Company? I want to make sure everyone's thoughts are at least heard, and then we can kind of piece together some of the things that we probably are missing at this moment in time. Alright.
Yeah.
We got Proctor Goody coming up to the stage, so we're gonna go ahead and put him on there. Proctor Goody, if you don't mind, just try to make it as brief as possible. So if anyone else would like to come on, we can also give them the opportunity. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and give you the stage for a brief moment.
You need me to do it to give the invite?
No, I think I got it. Mr. Goody, no, we cannot hear you at the moment. Also, because I don't think you accepted the invite to go into the stage to speak.
Yeah.
Perfect.
There we are.
Oh, good work.
Hello, sorry, I didn't know it was like that. From what I witnessed earlier, what Caesar mentioned before, he wasn't mad at the fact that Devil returned. I believe he was mad at the fact that Devil returned and was just simply given the role, the council advisor role. And I can't blame him for that. I do agree with in where he stands in the situation, especially with how Reaper reacted and how he was kicked just so fast and without even a warning, no vote, no heads up, no nothing. And even our Howard himself mentioned that he was out of the loop when Devil's returned. But more or less, this is just a, why come back or why leave and then come back and you're automatically given this role? Especially when, like what was previously mentioned before, this role doesn't actually have any power. So what is its, what was its original purpose for? Because a lot of the people who are council advisors right now don't actively do anything or just sit around inactive. A lot of them don't really play Fallout anymore, to my knowledge either.
Thank you for your thoughts and opinions, Proctor Goody. We'll very much take into account. Now, to add on to that, and before we give the stage to the next person, or person, I should say.
But Flair, he He accidentally left.
Oh, he
He's
accidentally
typing-
left? Alright,
Yeah.
my bad. We'll go ahead and invite him again.
Unless he's done, but I don't know. Because he said in the chat he accidentally did it.
Alright, cool. Let's see if he's trying to get... Goody, if you're trying to get back in, gonna go ahead and invite you. Just go ahead and request to speak, and then we'll approve it on our end.
Yeah, there we go.
Gotcha. Alright,
All
I'm
right.
gonna go ahead and give you the floor again.
If he says he doesn't mind to wait, and instead other stuff. Get over.
Hello. One second. This is kind of weird.
Nah, you're good, Smoke. So before you chime in, if you don't mind, I'd just like to finish the statement I was gonna make. So, in regards to council advisor and one returning, I'm not sure, particularly myself, on the roles entailed with that, but I do want
Yeah,
to
I'm not
kind of
able to
bring
hear you,
into
Pellet.
discussion. You able to hear me? Okay, hold on. Can you hear us now? Or can you hear me now specifically?
I can hear you.
Can't really hear anybody, but if you like, you can just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me, and then I can just say what I gotta say.
Aye.
So basically, to add to what was already said, my opinion is I feel like, while Caesar, what he posted in Third Company chat and what he said, yes, it can be open to speculation because he did tag double, and then he did put an everyone role tag on there. But in my personal opinion, I don't really think that was cause for people to just come in and respond with insults just because someone who is an advisor on the council responded to something that was put into question by a member. I also don't think that a immediate dismissal of said member without any kind of due process, no report, no form of disciplinary action. I don't really like the idea that there was a lot of things that was said, and it just seems to me that basically high-ranking members can talk to other high-ranking members without any regard for them being a high-ranking member themselves. I mean, the same way that someone has earned their title and position, the person that you may be addressing has as well. Respect is a two-way street, and I think that it should have been had. I think it could have been handled completely different. Yeah, that's basically what I gotta say.
Right on. Okay. Thank you for your thoughts and opinions. To kind of add over what Smoke had said, and to finish my point earlier before we address another speaker, I think the issue lies here, and I'm pretty sure a lot of my fellow Third Company members would agree, that in the past, many of us were following this rule that